Warning: the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. We meaning me. Right now, I'm the only person here. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Miller, in case you didn't know. And I am waiting on Jason Jarvis to get here. He's been, believe he's been having practice. He had late practice this week, like a loser he is. Who has late practices? McVay can attest to that. I used to have a bunch of them, not anymore. But we also start school at 7 a.m., so I'm kind of tired. We've had tournaments all week at Fox. Our JV freshmen and our varsity have all three played this week in three different locations, so that's kind of stretched everybody a little thin. Plus, we've trying to get going on our season. So it's been kind of wild, but we're here, as in me. I'm here. Jason will be here shortly. Kevin, he's got, I believe he's keeping the book for the St. Pius Lancers basketball team tonight at home. The girls are playing, and Coach McVay, he is actually coaching some junior high basketball, I believe, at Sunrise tonight. So he's everybody's kind of got something going on. Jim, I believe, is doing something as well. It's just one of those times. We could have probably not had the show, but we wanted to make sure that we had the show and allowed you guys to see some of our antics. But anyway, appreciate you guys again tuning in. For those of you guys who are new to the show or just now tuning in for the first time, hey, like our show, subscribe, share it, comment on it. We appreciate anything that you guys want to say. And we're just happy to be here and to talk some sports. And I don't want to get into our main topic of conversation right now until Jarvis gets here, and I know he is on his way home now. I don't want him joining like I would, where pretty sure it's illegal to stream while you're driving. So we don't want him to commit any kind of crimes. Nothing like that. Right now we have probably the best game, I think, at least probably one of the best games in the NFL this weekend is actually playing right now. Thursday night football here on the big Amazon Prime. We've got the Packers and the Lions. They're playing. And I'll tell you what, I'm just kind of a big Lions fan. Speaking of Jason Jarvis, what's up,
Woo!
Jay? What's going on, man?
Straight to the basement from practice. Still got the whistle on, ready to go.
You forgot to take the whistle off. That's what
Yes.
it really came down to. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I've done that. I've done that. It happens. But no, I mean, I just kind of went through and talked about the fact that, everybody's kind of got something going on tonight. You had late practice. We've had three tournaments this week in three different locations. It's been a little wild.
Yeah, it has been. We played back to back, beat Grandview the other night, and then gosh dang, R7, it was 30-25 at half. I'm like, all right, we're in this game. And then the third quarter came and they scored 27 and we scored 12. So that kind of summed up that game.
Well, Jason, it could be worse. All right.
Well, it could be worse. I could be playing for like seventh place. Oh, wait. there's not a 7th place game because we only have 7 teams. But it could be worse. I could be only playing 2 games in this tournament, and I'm getting to play 3. And I guess St. Louis Patriots beat Saxony Lutheran, so the Patriots will be facing off against R7 and
Really? That's
in the
an upset, ain't it?
championship. Yeah, this tournament, it's been funny. I've been talking to Eisenbeis, and then Terry over there. He's over there doing it as 100th school or something like that.
He's worked at more places than us, right?
Yes, he said it's 9, so he's got you.
Yeah,
You're at 8.
Yeah,
I'm at 7. So
Yeah.
hey, he's a little bit. But anyway, we're just talking about how evenly matched the whole tournament is. So it'll be interesting. The Patriots are big, so I'm interested to see how that plays against R7. R7's got a couple bigs, but they don't play underneath a lot. The Broadwater kid, he can really stroke it from outside. So can the Watson kid they have, number 35. So interesting. The Patriots in the championship. I think that's got to be a first.
No, it definitely is the first. I mean, they haven't had a school that long, and on top of that, the Crystal City tournament, they've never played. No, I don't even know if they played for 3rd. This is probably the furthest they've ever made it.
Well, they still got that little point guard at 0. He's pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean, they got some guys. But like I said, Jason, when I meant when it could be worse, you could have given up 70 points in a half.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
That's fine. Hey, it's self-deprecating humor, man. It's part of it. And you know what? I know it could be worse because Sykes just got that kid eligible today.
Oh, he didn't play against you?
Oh, he didn't play against us, and it was still so for everybody who was living under a rock and doesn't check scores or don't even care about high school basketball. Our first game at Fox was matched the 1-8 seed matchup in the DeSoto tournament. We played Sykeston, who they've got a pretty good coach who's been there for a while. They've got a pretty good program that's been pretty good for a while, and they've got 2 kids that are already committed D1, and they really showed. And on top of that, the rest of the kids were pretty good, and we ended up losing 100-34. It was 70-14 at halftime. So for anybody who wants to complain about their scores, I don't want to hear it. Now, that's Coach Hollifield is a fantastic dude. I mean, he's a fiery coach. He's got those guys playing well. They took the press off at the end of the first quarter, and it didn't even matter. They had 40 points at the end of the first quarter. They scored 30 without pressing and playing a 2-3 zone. That just tells you how good they are. So now we definitely did our best to not play well, but they're that good. So the Sykeston gets to play St. John Friday. So yeah, that's man, I'll tell you what, that other kid, the kid who's ineligible, we were kind of wondering if he was going to play. There's a highlight film of him dunking on people that my assistant coach sent me and said, "Hey, is this kid going to be playing? Because here's what he can do." So yeah, it was it could have been a lot worse, but it wasn't. And the kids, had good attitudes about it, and we had some pretty good days of practices. So we're just gonna hopefully show up and play tomorrow and against the DeSoto Dragons on their home court. I think we're actually playing in the pit again. So that's still a tough place to play. You know that, Jay? It's still a tough place to play.
Over there at DeSoto?
Oh, yeah. It's like the ghost of Alan Davis is still there. I mean, he's still alive, but, he's just hanging around.
We didn't play very well there last year. Sometimes you feel like you're playing against more people than are on the court, but I mean, yeah, there's something about it over there.
There's something about playing down in that gym with all those wooden seats and everything. It's I like it better than their new gym. New gym just kind of like open. It's I don't know. That's just me. I like the old stuff though.
Oh, I was in the new gym last year and got my butt kicked, but
Well,
that old gym, it's something. It's something that I went to watch my brother play there in the 80s, man, and late 80s, and it was a fun place to go watch games. Festus and DeSoto went at it several times, even after that in the 90s too, man. It was a fun place to go
Yeah, absolutely.
watch.
Anyway,
anytime you get to watch Alan Davis coach, it's fun.
Oh yeah, he's a hoot. Well, I've got some stories I can't tell on the air about the times I worked with him at Grandview, and I know he was past his fieriness then, but he was still pretty fiery. So yeah, he's just what a great coach. Hey, I was telling everybody right before you jumped on. I don't know if you got the game on right now, but we've got one of probably the best matchups in the NFL going right now with the Packers and the Lions. And it looks like the Packers are marching down. They're down 10-0 though. Yeah, on the 38-yard line. Detroit's 38.
I had a buddy of mine ask me who he should take. Jeff Poddick, our janitor, and I said, "Man, you got to put your money on the Lions." Is that?
Yeah. Uh-oh. There you go.
What happened?
Did you decide? I don't know. It's like just something just stopped. You stopped.
Well, it was because I was trying to put the game on because I had the TV on and everything as soon as I walked in here, but I had to get me a soda and I had to, watch Mania. And I never got the game set up. But no, it's a busy, man. I've been so busy. I just my mother had I guess what they call a mini stroke this weekend, and so today I took off, went to her doctor's appointment with her and stuff, and I've had that. My son Weston has hand, foot, and mouth. Jill has been sick the entire week. Tried to go to school half a day and couldn't even make it. She finally went to the doctor today and got medicine. So it's been like Terrell Lynn just got over being sick. I'm the only one, knock on wood, that hasn't gotten sick yet. So yeah, it's been a crazy few days for us.
Yeah,
and then on top of that, I'm playing in a tournament.
Yeah, tournament time. Hey, I can't describe people like what tournaments are for basketball coaches, and then it's just I don't know. I've also wondered how I'd feel if now that you can play in multiple tournaments. You used to have the cap at if you played 16 regular season games, you had to play 3 tournaments, and if it was 18, it was 2. If it was 20, it was 1 tournament. And now you can play as many tournaments as you want as long as you play 26 games. And I kind of wondered what it'd be like to have a tournament every single week. And I don't know how I feel about that right now.
I couldn't do it.
Well, we have the DeSoto tournament this week, which is really weird because we played Monday, and then the next games are tomorrow and Saturday, which I don't like that. But then I do like having a couple days of practice. I just don't like playing back to back when I don't have to.
That's a big spread. And Crystal had to do what they had to do with their tournament this year with Vincent was playing football and everything. So they just decided not to be in it. And so it put where the 4 and 5 seed and the 1 seeds all had to play, like the 4 and 5 seed had to play back to backs, not the 1 seed. The 1 seed got to play Grandview, then us and Grandview played, and then I had to play back to back. So like Grandview had to play back to back R7 to Herky, and I had to play Grandview to R7.
Right.
And it showed last night. I'm not blaming that on why we lost. I mean, R7 is a better team right now. But when you only play 6 or 7 kids and my bench is just not as big as theirs. And so we were worn down. Duncan's been sick all week and still being productive. And I sent him home for practice today. He tried to stay. I'm like, no, dude, go. But yeah, we're battling though. I got a young team. We're battling.
Hey, that's what you want. I mean, I feel the same way. We've had a couple days of really good practice, and I'd worked the hell out of them. It wasn't because I was mad about the way they played. You can only do so much. Those guys were really good. We didn't have a single senior out there playing, so we've got one kid with any varsity experience playing against arguably one of the best teams in the state, at least in Class 5 and 6. And for what it was worth, I'm just like, guys, we're just when I looked at film, we watched film. I said, I'm not worried about the score. And as I told them in the game, I'm worried about the things that we need to be able to do that we're not doing. Like if they're going to beat you, they're just better. That's fine. But you can't compound your problems by doing stuff like not trying to do the stuff that we work on, whether it's a press break or whether it's how we try to run our offense or, you know, whatever. Those things we've got to do a better job of.
Yeah,
And
I feel you. Like I didn't want to practice very long today. We've been going like 2.5 hours on most of our practices. And then we played back to back, and I had to go late tonight because girls play tomorrow also. And I didn't want them to have to go late again. So because they'd been late all week basically with us having this tournament. We were practicing our JV before we would go. And I actually had a good 2-hour practice, man. The kids were really, really attentive, really working hard. And, I had to slow us down a little bit. I'm like, guys, we got to play tomorrow. We got to have our legs. And our JV team's only gotten to play one game so far, so we're playing in a JV shootout this weekend over at R7. So we'll get a couple games for them. And it's I've got 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores that are in my 8 man rotation, and they've been playing a lot. So yeah, it's challenging, man, but it's fun. It's a fun group to coach so far. And
yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, it's you're trying to instill, telling Coach Eddie, who's coached with me for the last 5 years, and it's like when you say a drill and kids don't know what you're talking about, but we used to say a drill and the kids would get right in it, and you had that for the last 5 years. You're like, oh man, that sucks. You don't have anybody who understands what you want, so it's one of those things you kind of take for granted.
I'm
So
lucky. I'm lucky. I do have enough kids around those young kids that have been in my program, so we can, do a pretty good job of, hey, we're doing this drill, and they all jump into it, But it's a learning curve, man, and but good things to come is the way I look at it. I just think we're going to keep getting better as the season progresses. I think we'll get better and better, and that's all you can ask. And
oh yeah,
they're working hard. I mean, there was times I've had some teams that they didn't work very hard, and these kids are, and
right.
so that makes it fun too. And yeah, it's been fun so far.
It looks like the Packers are about ready to punch this thing in. It's going to be 10-7 unless Detroit can hold the line here on 2nd and goal. But anyway, I don't want to get into the meat of the conversation and our main topic, obviously, of our graphic art, because, man, rivalry weekend in college football kind of got a little ugly this weekend. So let's leave that one for the second segment. We'll come in full.
All right, yeah, that one will be fun.
Yeah, it's just wild. But did you hear that since UNC football fired Mac Brown, do you know who's tied? Who the rumor is now they're going to hire at UNC to coach football? How about Bill Belichick? Wouldn't that be wild? I mean, when's the last time did he even coach at the college level?
I don't even know.
I mean, before he was with the Giants, I don't know if he did or not. That would be an interesting. But he did speak with them about the coaching opening. I don't know about that one. I think Bill Belichick would be a great hire for somebody who wants to win now. I think if there's a team in the NFL, I don't know about him at the college level because he would have to establish things. You got to deal with the transfer portal and all this other nonsense, NIL. I don't know if a guy who's 72 would want to do that. Like a lot of these older coaches are getting out. I don't see Bill Belichick jumping into that life. But man, I'll tell you what, if you want to win now, I think he would be the guy to win now. And the Lions have the ball somehow.
You're way ahead of me, my lord.
Oh, my internet's fast tonight. That's maybe what happened. Sorry, I'm ruining it for you. I didn't even see it. Just turn my head.
Well, they picked it off, but there's a flag.
Oh no. Well, all right. We're on the air, so we'll deal with that later. But what's your thoughts on that? What do you think about Bill Belichick? Do you think he could be a college coach, Jason?
No. He does like to have full control. And so
would he?
that's what I'm saying. He's going to get in a situation where he has full control, or he wouldn't do it.
Well, but what's full control in this day and age of college football? You know, you remember the movie Blue Chips kind of summarizes how things are today. You've got your friends of the program who run everything because they got the money to bring in the players. UNC football won't be any good unless they can go out and somehow get players. That's it looks like Green Bay. There was a flag. Yep. So that's the problem. You know, I don't think Bill Belichick's. I don't think he's suited for that at his age now in this world of college football. I think if he was early 90s, 2000s, yeah. Today, no. He's too old. I'm not saying the game's passing by. I'm saying this is not set up for him to be successful at all. He's not Dion. He's not got that personality. He's not that young. So I just don't see it being a good idea for him. I mean, maybe you agree on that, or maybe you just think he sucks.
Who, Belichick?
Yeah.
I don't know about him at the college level. I just don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if his demeanor fits well.
If you heard him talk though, and he's not addressing the media with his coach speak, it's not like he's just, some kind of dull dude. He's entertaining, but he's not
he's dating a college student, isn't he?
No, that's true. Yeah. Does she go to UNC? Because that might be a conflict of interest.
I was just saying, man, she might get jealous.
Well, she might, or there might be another one. I don't know. Hey, good for him. He's 72. I mean, you can't don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
I don't know if anyone else has ever said that before, but yeah.
That's crazy. Woo! And then in other news, hey, Eric Bieniemy got fired from UCLA as their offensive coordinator. So the guy who everybody in the NFL keeps passing on to be a head coach got fired as an offensive coordinator from UCLA.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about Eric Bieniemy. I don't think he's very good.
Well,
I mean, hey, if I had Patrick Mahomes, I'd look good too. But I don't. So he didn't either. He didn't have those guys. So not great. Not great at all.
Yep.
I don't know if he'll be able to get a job. Matter of fact,
maybe he'll go back to the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe retreads. Word for Josh McDaniels, he went back to the Patriots a few times.
Yeah, because he sure as hell can be a head coach.
No. Not unless he has Tim Tebow. Then he can win. He can win with Tim Tebow.
I still think Tim Tebow got screwed. I think he could have played in the league.
Well, he just wins. I think he could play nowadays, especially with all the run option stuff that they do, and they're not worried about the quarterback taking 5,000 hits. Nah, he'd be fine this day and age. Hell, he should come out of retirement. I bet he could still get out there and run. Dude's in epic shape.
Yeah.
Whereas me, like, I got winded walking up the steps the other day because I haven't done anything after having this elbow surgery because they said don't do anything. Okay. And eating seems like my new favorite pastime.
I'm big right now too, brother.
Yeah.
That shoulder surgery. Yeah. They told me not to lift or do anything, and I said, "Well, I can still lift my fork, damn it."
Yeah, my right arm can put food in my mouth. So
I'm right-handed, and it's been my right arm, but I've fought through.
Yeah,
and as you can see, I've succeeded. So,
well, I got cleared to actually start picking up some weight that weighs more than 5 pounds now. So, but it's like, hey, go slow. It's gonna suck. And I tried to pick up a couple things today that I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I even was throwing some left-handed passes with a basketball, and I thought my arm was going to fall off. It was hurting so bad, but that's just part of it. You got to take a little slow. Anyway, back to the stuff that matters in life. I think we're going to go ahead and take a break now, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about all those college football brawls because They were ugly. It was a wild, wild weekend in college football, man. And it's only going to set up a wild college playoff.
I know. Shame. A
forward.
shame. Well, I mean, I don't know why I'm even saying a shame. I mean, I knew Jim wasn't going to be on, but Jim's not on, and I wanted to talk about how the Ohio State we're not too successful this weekend, but we'll get to that when we get back.
That's exactly right. We will. You're watching the Coach's Box. We will be right back.
I'm the play-by-play announcer who's in your ear
all game long. And the more praise I heap on your team, the more excited you get. Touchdown! Now, you don't hear the upstairs toilet overflowing, and I don't mean with confidence. You wanted a bowl season? You got a bowl season. And if I can show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week.
So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
It's Between Takes with Daikin and Dave Mars.
Cut. All right, next set up.
Hey, Dave, we got another question about energy savings. And this is a good one.
Yeah, efficiency is so important.
Didn't you just talk with Daikin about this?
They said energy efficiency is the key to a happy marriage. She gets the temperature, I get the savings.
Good to know. I'll tell them to check with their local Daikin dealer.
All right, back for one.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
You need new entertainment, you need full-length content, you need the Real Fresh channel. Hey, I'm Health Fresh from the Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today on YouTube. We have new content. We are a network of podcasters putting out new stuff every single day. Whether you need sports, pro or college, whether you need comedies, whether you need pop culture, whether you need wrestling, we've got so much content on there. Gaming, check it out. Live, not live, we've got it all. The Real Fresh channel, subscribe today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. This is episode 217. 217 of these suckers, buddy. And me and the other OG that's left from the original Coach's Box, we are still here in one of the busiest weeks that we have of the season. Tired as hell. Don't give a shit. We're here.
I mean, you know, it's amazing that the two head coaches are here. I had late practice today too, on top of it, and I got a daughter playing too. You know, I mean, it's busy time, and but I'm gonna make time for the Coach's Box every chance I can.
Right. So, you know, our main topic was you know, we had a lot of fights, man. Saturday was all right for fighting. Whew. I'm telling you, I turned on, I watched several games, and it seemed like every damn one of them, somebody was getting into it, which, you know, you want your kids They have a little fight to them, right? But you're like, all right, man, this might be just a little bit too much. I mean, come on. You got that just made things a little bit too much, too ugly. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
I'm not gonna lie. If I was Ohio State, I'd have been a little perturbed about Michigan.
Sure.
And Michigan should have been a little better than that. You won
I
it
agree with that.
You won it on the field. No need to do a high school childish thing. But kids will be kids, man. That's the
Kids
day
will
and
be
age.
kids.
That's the day and age we live in now.
That I will say this: the thing that I don't like, that I definitely didn't like, I hate this new tradition of trying to plant your flag in the middle of someone else's field. I played for a coach that would always tell us it doesn't matter what happens on the court. You win with class, you lose with class, and you celebrate with your teammates in the locker room when no one else is around. And I still believe that, because number one, you never want to show up your opponent, because that could always come back to bite you. It just something about karma finding its way back to you, especially if you have to come back and see that same team again the following year. Now, unless you're Ohio State for the last 4 years and you can't figure out a way to beat Michigan, even when they're really bad, maybe one of those kids from Ohio State, will be on a team that remembers that and whips Michigan because of what they did. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I just think it's stupid.
Oh, I agree too.
I mean, it's just I would have been on my kids. I would have been pulling them out. Yeah, it's just not a good look.
No, and then for them to, I mean, obviously, hey, I'm gonna protect this house, man. You're not gonna do that on my field. I mean, it ended up costing the schools, the Big Ten fined them, did they not? Fined them $100,000 each for getting into a fight. They got the money. I mean, that's
how much did it cost them?
Like $100,000.
It cost Michigan.
I think both schools.
Both schools $100,000.
Yeah, Big Ten made some money. I mean, gee whiz, they just again, how stupid you gotta be. Just don't do it. Just don't. Do your fight song or whatever. Go to the locker room and be done with it. Why? Why make it worse? What are you proving? You're proving that you're a cocky asshole. Stop doing it. I don't like it.
Well,
I'm not a fan.
I'm gonna tell you, it's not just it. And what happens is, then that trickles down.
Yep.
To what me and you do.
Yep.
Like, I don't mind team kicks my butt, but when they start flying bows and doing all this crap when they make their threes and all that, and then I have a problem with that. And there's a couple teams around that do that, and your time's coming at some point, you know, and I just, anytime my kid throws a bow or does something like, they're getting out of the game and they're getting their ass chewed, and they're getting told not to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
Am I saying my kids are perfect? No, they're not. And they do some stupid things because they're teenagers, but there's a couple teams around the block here, around this area, that I don't know. You're already winning. Okay, I get it. You ain't got to throw your arm up. You ain't got to bow after you shoot a three. You ain't got to do that stuff.
Right.
And
I mean, yeah, it's go ahead.
Flag on the mascot in the middle. Let's go to the locker room. Hey, you want to send something on Instagram, making fun of them or something. You ain't got to go do it right there on the court or the field in front of it. Just, I thought it was poor behavior, just bad.
Well, I mean, wasn't it not Baker Mayfield who was the first person to do that or something, to go run and plant the flag, and now that was kind of like everybody's thing?
Didn't they lose when he did that or something?
No, they won. That's what he did.
Oh,
he went and
okay.
planted the flag. Speaking of Baker Mayfield, real quick side story.
Did you see that?
The Mizzou grandma shirt they had to
Yeah.
wear? Oh my gosh, that was freaking awesome. And I loved it too, because Boomer Sooner loser that he is had to wear that shirt. So that definitely
I
made
actually
me
like
happy.
Baker Mayfield.
I
but
do too. I do.
I
but-
like it. I like his grit. I like the way he plays, and I like how he just wore that. It was funny. He was like, "Oh, no, I'm not a tiger."
Coach Rhodes brings up a point. Do you think a lot of these fights are a reflection of the coach? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there might be a couple coaches who they might promote playing or act like that. I don't really think they would do it, but they might allow it. Like promoting's, we don't promote it, but they would allow something like that. I don't think anybody would really want that to happen, if that makes sense.
This is a sensitive subject with me because that's been said before. We can't always control what our players do, man. We may have high standards, we may have big expectations, all that, and sometimes kids just do stupid stuff, man, out of your control.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was the case here. It's just you are the head man, so but
Hey, it's lack of institutional control is what the NCAA, back when they actually had a pair, would actually tell teams and coaches that they need to be more in control of their kids. So you might not promote it, but at some point something's been allowed. I mean, and that's but kids are going to make mistakes. Is how that's taken care of. And I think if you take care of it as a coach, while it happened this one time, it won't happen again, because it doesn't happen under your watch and you set a precedent. I'm going to use an expression that we've all probably used and not many people are going to say, because it's, maybe not a little PC, but if you want to get people to fall in line, you shoot a hostage. And that's just the way it is. And somebody has to be the example that gets set. And, that's going to happen from time to time.
Well, I had that the Bobby Knight discussion with one of my kids the other day. The only way I guess this is gonna only way I'm gonna get through to you is to put your butt, ass meets bench.
Yep.
Bench meets ass. Ass and bench sends message up
Brain.
to head to brain. Yeah. And brain figures out, oh, if I want to play, I gotta work harder, or I gotta clean up whatever the problem is. And I'm finding, you have those issues, you just put their ass on the bench, and then eventually they're either going to fall in line or they're not going to be a part of your team anymore.
Well, what's really funny, Jason, is I've been really harping on my kids about, doing some things the way that I want them to do, especially on defense. And I said, okay, for every time we don't do this, we're going to do push-ups, 10 push-ups. Jason, we had one of our best practices the other day, and we probably did about 450 push-ups. And I might not be exaggerating that. We had over 2-hour practice, and oh my gosh, I look at him and go, how many times you all touch the stove before y'all realize it's hot? I mean, good God. I mean, what are you thinking? Like,
and they all look to you like, huh?
They trust me. I try to explain myself, but sometimes you're just like, we're eventually going to break this bad habit. But anyway, I mean, it's, yeah.
I don't know how many times that Coach Buddy has taught what we want him to do on a back screen, and our 7 comes out the first 2 plays of the second half, and they back screen a guy, and we teach we teach drop coverage on that back screen because we don't want to give up the layup. We'll contest the 3. We're not going to give up the layup. So if my guy's going to set the back screen, I got to stay put until the other guy gets through, right? And then I recover. If I go walking up there and chasing the back screen, it's like setting a double screen for the guy. And layup. First 2 plays of the half. Bam, bam. I'm like, God. And Coach Buddy, today during shell drill, I could tell he was upset because we went over it a million times and we just didn't do it. We had no talk on defense last night when we got tired. Today, though, the gym was loud. It was a good time. Anyway, back to the fights. What it did with the Michigan-Ohio State game, it just made Michigan, took away from that good win.
Right.
In my opinion, it just took away. No one's talking about, hey, Michigan beat Ohio State. Everyone's talking and may have knocked them out of the playoffs. Everyone's talking about the brawl or the fight afterwards.
Yeah, that's the thing. It made a big stink, and it definitely overshadowed the win. Now, I guess if you're Michigan and you're looking for some kind of rallying point, you're like, oh, okay, let's go throw a flag down in field. Not exactly what you want to do. You're 7-5. Ohio State's going to make the college football playoff. He just knocked them out of a higher seed to the point where they're not going to get the first round bye. Right now, I believe the way it's seeded out, Oregon, Texas, SMU, and Boise State, barring any kind of collapse here, they're going to be the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds. So they will get the first round bye. Then you have Penn State. The 5-12 matchup is Penn State, and most likely it's going to be Arizona State unless they lose to Iowa State this week. So that's the next one, the 5-12. The 6-11 is Notre Dame, Alabama, who has, 3 losses, don't they? I believe Alabama has 3 losses. So that's the 6-11 game. Then Georgia playing Indiana. So there's your 7-10 game. And the 8-9 game is going to be Ohio State, Tennessee. So I don't think it's going to bump them out necessarily, but it's like, look, Michigan, you're defending champs, but you're not going to make it. So why? I'd just go celebrate in the locker room. It was dumb. It was really dumb. And all you're doing is putting bulletin board material out there for next time. Now, I will say this. If I'm Miami, I think I'm a little pissed that Alabama made it, and they're going to make it. I foresee them to make it unless a bunch of teams lose somehow, and there's not that many teams that can really affect them making it. I think maybe if SMU loses and Iowa State loses, there's a chance, but I don't think there is. I think it's about set now. Even with the championship games, I think we're pretty set. There might be a.
Is Ohio State playing in a championship game or no?
Let's see. Big Ten. No, it's Oregon, Penn State. Yeah, because they don't have the 2 divisions anymore like they used to. Because they have like 7 billion teams from all over the country now. So yeah, they don't even have that. So yeah, it's Penn State at Oregon. They don't even play. They don't play at a different location. Oh yeah, never mind. I take it. They're playing at Indianapolis. Sorry, Oregon's they considered the home team. Let's see. Then we have Georgia at Texas for the SEC championship. By the way, Bevo, the Longhorns mascot, isn't allowed to be at the game.
What?
Nope, they're not allowing him to be there. I think they also broke through a barricade and hurt some people last time, so they kind of frown on that now. Not like one of the games. I was reading about it. I'm about ready to shoot a dog if it doesn't shut up. Sorry, it's just annoying. I hate barking dogs. Trying to see what I was just reading about it. Something about the SEC made a decision here. Let's see. Bevo, who famously made news in 2019 in the mascot's pregame photo op at the Sugar Bowl, where for Sugar Bowl when he came charging out of his pen and knocked over a police barricade, was not permitted to travel to Atlanta for this weekend's game. Yeah. So they said no. The SEC said no. It's like, listen, we appreciate you guys being in our conference, making us money, but you guys don't get to bring your bull. You just leave your bull there. No bull.
Well, no bull.
No bull allowed.
That's
man.
what happens. Then. What other other than Michigan, Ohio State? What was the other game?
Well, let's see.
That had the brawl.
Oh, well, we had we had Florida State.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, Florida State showing a little bit of fight, or Florida's showing a little bit of fight. They now all of a sudden their coach everybody is talking like he's done such a great job, and they suck this year. I'm like, that's great, good for you. I hate Florida. Never will like Florida. They suck.
Oh man,
bunch of front runners.
Florida and Florida State. I can't believe that they would get in a fight.
Well, they ain't got. That's the only fight they've had all year, really. I mean. Florida State's bad. Hey, the fact that I'm pretty sure that Florida State has not fired their coach. Anybody who might be watching, correct me if I'm wrong, they haven't fired this guy. And what did Florida State finish? Matter of fact, they lost by 20 to Florida. I don't know why anybody would be pissed off at that point. They're 2-10. How is Florida State 2-10? That's nearly impossible. How the fuck are they? How the hell are they? I'm like, I did it. I was wound up. I apologize. How in the heck are they? That's so crazy. They're 2-10. I thought they were having a bad year. They're having a worse year than I even thought they had.
Obviously, you're just.
Oh my gosh. How in the heck does that even happen? Is that guy still got his job? I've seen people fired for less.
Well,
Jason, you can tell I'm tired, man, because I didn't even.
I thought we were in after hours all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh, how is that even possible?
I was.
Oh
I'm
man,
glad I didn't take a drink at that time. I would have had soda all over my freaking computer.
Well, it is what it is. Their coach is still hired, so it's Mike Norvell. I had to look it up. I couldn't believe it. They were AP preseason ranked 10th, and they're 2-10. After thinking they should have 2-10.
2-10 is not good.
2-10 is terrible.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
My God, is that your neighbor's dogs or what?
I don't know whose dog.
I always thought it was Zach McVay and the dogs, but this whole time it's been Chris.
No, not always. Zach's dogs always bark, but anyway, yeah, that's
that's Florida.
Pretty...
Florida State. I that doesn't surprise me, but it's like I said before with the others, man. It just doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And let's see. We did have a fight in the Missouri-Arkansas game. There was a pretty big skirmish right after the game ended. I can't remember whose sideline it was on. I was watching the game and I'm thinking I just got done seeing where they were showing highlights of everybody, and then here we've got a fight that broke out here, and I think Arizona State. There was a fight there.
Arizona,
yeah, because it's rivalry weekend, so everybody's all wound up, and yeah, I think it just put a real big black eye on the weekend in general, because
I mean,
it's good games.
You got some good games, and then it's like I said, and it just takes away from what you want the people to remember you for, and that's the game,
right?
Not the brawl afterwards.
Yeah. That's what's kind of disappointing about it, because that was the kind of the story of all those games, was all the fighting, which it shouldn't have been. I don't know if there was one in Texas and Texas A&M. That was just kind of a slugfest in general. The fighting must have actually took place on the field, because I watched a little bit of that, and it just seemed like, man, I'll tell you what, it was like some in the mud football the way those teams were playing. It was 17-7 final score.
So I mean, we got some rivalry games coming up in basketball. They're going to start fighting at the center court. Like we're gonna have Missouri and Illinois play up here in St. Louis, and then whoever
Oh,
wins,
Lord.
and their mascot's gonna stomp on the other mascot, and we're gonna.
But it's like, why do all that stuff? What does that gain you by anything? Just why?
Dude, you just gotta have some control. I mean, I just don't get it. There's been many times I wanted to punch an opposing coach, maybe even name Miller, but
I can understand that.
I never did yet, and
Give it time.
I just man, it looks bad on everyone, not just the coach and the players. It's just bad.
I agree because I'll be honest with you. The probably the thing everybody should be talking about outside of Ohio State losing to Michigan was the 8 overtime game between Georgia and Georgia Tech.
I never thought it was going to end.
I mean, I'm like, man, Georgia Tech might actually beat these guys. Like, oh man, they got them, and then Georgia found a way to get back in the game. Like they somehow find, somehow
Dude,
do.
they always do it. If you're a Mizzou fan, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
they always find
a way. And boy, I'll tell you what, it was it ended up being a pretty good game. I've got to tell you though, I don't know how I feel about Georgia's quarterback. Was it Carson Beck? Yeah, it's like he'll find a way to throw the ball to the other team in the first half. More times he'll find a way to throw it to his own teammates, and then in the second half or at the end of the game, he figures out a way to not do that and rallies them.
Always just figure out a way to do it. Gosh, can't stand Georgia. I hope you're watching, Tyler Whaley. Screw the Bulldogs.
Who do you got in that game between Georgia and Texas?
Georgia.
Really? Wow. I'm taking Texas.
It's a big game. Georgia just always seems to come through.
I mean, Kirby Smart's a pretty good coach. Not gonna lie, he's a good
there's
coach.
My other problem with Georgia. I think he's a big DB. I just don't like him. I don't like the way he acts on the sideline.
What does it mean?
I don't like his bowl haircut. I just don't like him. And that just makes me dislike the Georgia Bulldogs more. And then Tyler Whaley and his man bun are going to sit here and make a comment. His hair is worse than the coach.
Oh, you can't call out our viewers. Come on. Don't do that.
I know Tyler's going to get me now. But hey, Tyler is a watcher of our show all the time. He's always, what happened? You guys didn't have the show. And I always blame it on Jim.
Well,
man.
Coach Rhodes said on there that he's not showing up because Ohio State got thumped. I don't know. You got to wonder on those.
But no, I got to give Tyler Wade props. He's always watching our show. Great dude, great guy to coach with it at Hergy. We've had some good times. Now, hopefully, we'll win some more football games next year. But we still have fun even if we lose.
That's what you got to do, man. You still got to figure out a way to enjoy it. But I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive. Of his comeback. You can say what you want, man. Georgia still had to come back and win.
I mean, last year the freaking Tigers had them. They had them, and they just let it slip through. It was 2 years in a row we let it slip through.
You're not wrong. So go ahead, finish up.
It was just being a Mizzou fan.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're
a Mizzou fan,
and my poor son is a Mizzou fan, and going to Mizzou, and it's just have you heard? Well, Jill is going to Arkansas.
What?
Arkansas. So now we're going to have Arkansas, Mizzou. Mizzou plays Arkansas at Arkansas next year. Dylan's like, I'm getting my tickets as soon as they come out. So I'm going to have to probably make that trip down to visit my daughter in Arkansas, but wearing my Mizzou shit because that's who I'm going to root for.
There you go. Hey, I'll tell you right now, when you go down in parts of Arkansas
or Kansas,
I'm telling you that it is thick down there with them Razorbacks fans. And they love it. I when I worked at Couch, I tell this story. I drove one night. There's like a back way that you can drive into Pocahontas because I had to go to Walmart and I had to go.
I love some of the names of these towns down
Pocahontas, Arkansas. Yeah, it's like so. Anyway, it's it's not too far from the Missouri border. I mean, it's far enough, but not too far. So I drove down there and I go to Walmart and I'm walking through Walmart and every end cap was just full of Razorbacks gear. Everyone, I'm not exaggerating this. Every end cap I walk by,
Pig,
Razorback
suey,
stuff,
everywhere,
all of it, everywhere. And I don't think anything about it, right? So I mean, I get done teaching, I get my cars before basketball season started, and I drive down there, and I'm getting stuff, for the week, and I go to check out, and the person at the register is just kind of like looking at me and just snarling. I'm like, the heck's the matter with this chick? And I can't remember how she said it, and I happened to look down and I realized I'm wearing a Mizzou shirt. Yeah, I realized real quick that nobody down there particularly likes Mizzou. And it wasn't even anything planned. I just happened to have it and I wore it. And yeah, it was.
Well, they've never won in Columbia.
This is great.
They have
Little Rock is a toilet.
Well, that isn't where Arkansas is
that's
it?
Not, no.
I've never been to Little Rock, though.
Oh my gosh, that was great. I've never been to Little Rock. I've only been to certain parts of Arkansas anyway.
Now I had some buddies that I graduated college with that were from Thayer, Missouri, there on the border. And I went down there to Thayer for a wedding one time, and man, that was during college. It was one of the best. I'll tell you some stories about that off the air.
Off the air? Oh, so that way.
It's definitely off the air. But
will you use the F-bomb?
Yeah, Thayer was a fun town. That was right down there on the border.
Oh my gosh, it's nothing there. Mammoth Spring National Park, which is on the Arkansas side, that's about it.
I can't believe my daughter wants to go to Arkansas. I'm like, Arkansas?
Jason, do you know where the University of Arkansas is?
It's like 5.5 hours from here.
It's in Fayetteville.
I know. It's a long drive.
That's a long way away. It's a long way away from here. It's
closer than she visited all them Florida schools, so it's closer than that at least.
Well, if you do that, then you could have made a vacation out of it and went to the beach.
You do know that I'm very poor, and I can't afford to go to vacation to freaking Van Buren.
God, it's Van Buren of all places.
Dude, I used to, because that's where we used to go on vacation when I was a kid. We go to the Big Springs, and I'll never forget one day we're at the rope swing on the Current River, and I threw a rock and hit Mom right in the back of the head.
You did not.
Oh, yes, I did. And my brother Dave's watching. He can probably remember it. I felt.
Did he get in trouble? Dave, did he get in trouble? Please comment and let us know how much trouble.
Knowing him, he may have been at home throwing a basher or something. I don't know. But
oh my gosh. Nah, he wouldn't do that. Not Dave.
Dave went to SEMO.
Yeah.
Okay.
So?
Okay. Well, you know how it is down there. You went down there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You probably went to the Purple Crackle. Or was that gone by your time?
I cannot confirm or deny if that was still there.
That was not a strip club either. That was the.
I know exactly what it is.
Okay. It wasn't the Pony.
Oh,
sorry, Southeast.
Pink Pony. Yes, he did. He did get in trouble.
What did he say?
Who hits their mom in the back of the head with a rock anyway?
I didn't mean to.
Well, still, like, you accidentally do that.
Oh, it's a terrible throw. That's why I didn't make the
Well,
baseball team.
That's why you're a lineman.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was the only gritty Jarvis. I was the lineman.
Oh gosh. Well, we're going to take our last commercial break. We come back, we'll finish up with our third and final segment of the Coach's Box. You're watching us. We'll be right back.
I'm the play-by-play announcer who's in your ear
all game long. And the more praise I heap on your team, the more excited you get. Touchdown! Now, you don't hear the upstairs toilet overflowing, and I don't mean with confidence. You wanted a bowl season? You got a bowl season. And if I could show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week.
So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
It's Between Takes with Daikin and Dave Mars.
Cut. All right, next set up.
Hey, Dave, we got another question about energy savings. And this is a good one.
Yeah, efficiency is so important.
Didn't you just talk with Daikin about this?
They said energy efficiency is the key to a happy marriage. She gets the temperature, I get the savings.
Good to know. I'll tell them to check with their local Daikin dealer.
All right, back to one.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
You need new entertainment. You need full-length content. You need the Real Fresh channel. Hey, I'm Half Fresh from the Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today on YouTube. We have new content. We are a network of podcasters putting out new stuff every single day. Whether you need sports, pro or college, whether you need comedies, whether you need pop culture, whether you need wrestling, we've got so much content on there. Gaming, check it out. Live, not live, we've got it all. The Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Coach's Box. I want to say episode. That'd be crazy. The Coach's Box, call Like We See a podcast. If you are watching our show, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share. We do appreciate all the shares and even our comments. And if you get a chance to watch it even later, go ahead and share it. Make sure everybody else gets to see it. We bring it to you all for the grand total. If we calculate it up and we carry the one, it all costs $0 to you to watch our train wreck every single week. We enjoy it. We enjoy doing it. That's why we're here, even on one of our most busiest weeks of the year, having this show with you guys. So again, thank you guys for your support. And we just like doing the show. And you know what's funny is, Jason, anytime we've had people who aren't on the show, and we're a few men down, a couple guys here or there can't make it, I run into people who say, well, so-and-so wasn't on the show. How come you didn't ask me? And I'm like, well, you know, hey, if you want to be on the show, we'll bring you on. And then I know we're going to have somebody gone, And I'll be damned. I ask him, and they're like, "Oh well, I got something going on. I got something to do." Oh, okay.
Oh, who'd you ask this week?
No, I didn't ask anybody this week because I thought we'd have a couple more, but yeah, I was like, okay, well, you just said to ask you, and now you're
Yeah, my son Dylan had a good time. He was on.
Yeah, we brought Dylan on. He sounds like he knows some stuff. He probably knows more than you do about sports.
Oh, he said he knows more than most of us, is what he tried to tell me.
Yeah, the kids always think they know more than adults. Come on, we've been doing
Well,
this for 20 some odd years.
I said maybe NBA basketball, you might know more of us, but
it's not real basketball. Yeah, I mean, come on, get it. It's not.
I'll tell you some things off the air. It's pretty funny.
Gosh, is it about Lamar Odom in the ranch, or it's one of those stories?
Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom. How about that? Oh shoot, that's some good stuff. Jason, I mean, we're kind of waiting to see what happens with with college football, with the playoffs and everything. So the other thing we've been sitting here waiting and watching and seeing is what the Cardinals are going to do with this Major League Baseball hot stove.
In my head, I was going, we haven't said Cardinals
We
yet.
haven't said Cardinals in a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why. They were talking about it they've been talking about on the radio about every time I get a chance to turn it on in the afternoon, about nobody really knows what the Cardinals are going to do. And I don't know if the Cardinals know what they're going to do. They are an enigma right now. They are an enigma. I have no idea. I mean,
I don't know. No. Trade Arenado, are we, or what?
I think he's gone.
Goff just threw a pick. It's 17-14. Green Bay is coming back, baby. Watch out.
Ugh, I hope not.
I'm going to enjoy when we get off the air watching the rest of this, probably. I don't know. It matters. I don't know. Weston doesn't sound like the hand, foot, and mouse treating them very well up there. But I don't know. What are the Cardinals doing? What are they doing?
Well, they're standing pat. We're going to wait and see. I think they're going to have to trade Arenado. I don't think you trade Arenado and Helsley if you're going to get rid of them both. You can't get rid of them both in the same deal. You won't get the most out of it. You just won't. Because of the money that both of them are going to command, that's going to take away from what you're going to be able to get back in return. I think if you sell them both off, you'll get more.
You do know this is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Jason, I'm very much aware that this is the Cardinals, and they do things ass backwards.
That John Mozeliak is still in charge.
Well, technically, yes, he's still in charge.
Okay, they'll screw it up.
They might be able to screw up a Sherman tank in a sandbox the way that they've been running things here lately. And
I don't know. What do you do? Like what so
well, I told you what you
know
got to
I
do.
used to think being a Mizzou fan was rough, but right now, lately, being a Cardinal fan is it's excruciating pain.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think what they have to do is they have to go out and they have to shop Arenado, and they have to get somebody good in return that's younger. That they have to get a proven player, but they're going to have to get a couple prospects somehow down the road too. But I don't think you put him and Helsley together. I think that's an absolutely terrible idea for them to do because of the money. It's Arenado's money is what it is. If it wasn't for his money and his contract, yeah, you'd be fine maybe with something like that. But you still get more in return by trading them each individually to two different teams.
Touchdown, Green Bay.
They are. Well, we'll see what the Lions do.
Well, let's hope not throw a pick in your own territory again.
Doesn't help.
But I like old Josh Jacobs though. But anyway, go ahead.
I just think that they're in a position now where they could. I don't. Soto's going to have to set the market for everybody, and the talk is that he's about to make his decision. Which who knows, man? If he goes to the Dodgers, this is going to be crazy. It's
Well,
gonna.
I'm with my son on that whole deal. If he goes to the Dodgers, it's like, really, why even watch baseball?
They're not guaranteed to win, but they sure do have a great chance to win. It's no doubt about it. I do think I think Soto's going to set the market, and everybody else is going to fall after that. Anybody that's big. I mean, the A's just signed Luis Severino, who was with the Mets and previously with the Yankees. I think that's about really the only big move that's happened, if I'm not mistaken. But that's about it. We need to see some stuff actually happen that's gonna. Oh, I take it back. The Blake Snell contract. That's the other thing. That and Tommy Edman. I mean, but that's the Dodgers. They're just gonna do whatever they gotta do. They just go out and get more players. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't think Snell's gonna be very good with them. I could be wrong. I mean, he just puts too many guys on base. That was the big thing about him at Tampa Bay was his walk rate. He does walk a lot of dudes. So, I mean, you're always pitching from the stretch. Maybe you should just pitch from the stretch. Makes sense. I don't know. But that
I mean, if the car, I'm tired of I hate the word retool anymore. I say we just go for it. We just go for it. You play the youngins, you trade off everyone else, and you just go for the young movement and then see.
Well, I mean, now here's the crazy part. I do believe Arenado has been linked to like a trade with the Phillies. So that's kind of some interesting stuff, because I think they were trying to figure out a way to get maybe was it Alex Brom or Alec Brom? That's Alec Brom, maybe third baseman from the Phillies. That was a guy that was kind of being talked about, and I don't know. I'm kind of in this thought process where if we're going to go ahead and do something, then we just need to hit the full reset on it, get a bunch of guys in the farm system, load it back up like it used to be, and let's develop those guys. I mean, you already say we're going to do it from the ground up, then why not just get as much as you can and roll with it, and say, hey, we're going to take those lumps, but hey, we'll be good in a couple years. And if you start getting those guys in where they're playing well, then go to free agency that 1 year, or hit the trade deadline, or hit during the season. Hell, people do trade during the season, not just at the deadline, and make a big move and go for it. Go for winning the whole thing. Stop just, dilly-dallying around, or whatever you want to say. Just, I don't know. I feel like they're just mired in mediocrity. Like, that's okay. Yeah, we're all right. Let's win 81 games. That's okay. Terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It is miserable for being a Cardinals fan. I will say that. And it's what makes them different than the Blues. Being a St. Louis fan, the Blues are going to try. That Armstrong will make mistakes, and they've had their ups and downs. Obviously, they won the Cup. They've won before the Cardinals have, since they have. So I'm okay with that. And they've tried to go out and make the team better. And if it doesn't happen, blow it up, try it again. I'm good with that, because they come out and say, hey, we messed up. We're gonna try to make it better now. We've said this before. What do you want to see? Do you want to see your team try, or just be like, well, we're okay? No, I want you. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen. Doug Armstrong does that. Mozeliak has not. That's the difference. 100% the difference.
Yeah, it is. And it's just, I mean, I know the Blues have sucked, but at least he's trying to do something.
Yes.
I just feel like the Cardinals just don't, they're not doing nothing.
Right. And speaking of the Blues, hey, the Blues have a guy that they named the head coach after being the interim coach. And after they started the season 9-12-1, which they knew they weren't going to be great, because they are in the retool phase of what they're trying to do. He fires him and goes and gets the guy he wants.
Yeah.
Hey, right now, the biggest rumor that's or the biggest story I think that nobody has talked about is the fact that Yachty wants to coach the Cardinals.
I know. I saw that.
Benji Molina comes out on the radio and says that his brother Yadier Molina wants to coach the Cardinals. And other Major League Baseball teams have offered Yachty a managerial job. What are you doing, St. Louis? Why would you not want to get this guy? He is an icon. Can you imagine? Not only that, Pujols is actually doing some coaching or managing in the Dominican himself. We could have Yadier Molina as a manager and Albert Pujols as a bench coach / hitting coach. What would be more cardinal than that?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I don't know.
I mean, it checks all the boxes. Okay, you want to talk about former Cardinal? Yes. Okay. Hispanic heritage? Yes. Well, something we desperately need in St. Louis baseball. We don't have enough people from the Dominican, from the Caribbean era that are Hispanic to play baseball. They love baseball. They love it better than a lot of us nationalized Americans love baseball. And they play with such heart and such excitement. That's what we need. And that's a great bridge right there. We don't have that. So,
I mean, if I'm sitting up there as the Cardinals and Yadier Molina's brother, Benji, goes and says that, how do you not call him?
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, hey, Yachty. Yeah, hey, this is John Mosaic. Listen, we effed up. Like the line from The Hangover. We're calling him.
Yeah.
We're letting him know we messed up. Here you go. Here's a big bag of cash. Here's Ollie's keys. He left them as we sent him to the airport. He's gone.
Here's the problem. Yachty is not going to be a yes man. And these guys want yes men. They don't want him. I truly believe that. I don't think they want someone like Yachty. I mean, they proved that already with Schilt.
Yeah.
Schilt's cut from the same mold as like Yachty is. So that old Cardinal way, the way that we all learned to love the Cardinals, is gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. And you could bring it back now. If you could get Yadier Molina and Pujols coaching St. Louis Cardinals, do you think maybe that would attract some free agents?
I think it would be amazing. I think I'll tell you right now what I wholeheartedly believe. I think that would definitely help things. And I think you would get those again. I'm saying this with 1,000% what I truly believe. I think you get more Hispanic players that want to play here. I mean, look at Giancarlo Stanton. He comes off of his MVP season with the Marlins. And I know that things didn't pan out in New York necessarily. I mean, we'd still could use a guy who can hit 40 home runs. Okay. But like he had no interest in playing in St. Louis. Why would he want to play there? And we said this with several of those guys that have passed where the Cardinals have been like, yeah, I'll listen to him, but there's no real connection there that they have in other places. Yachty's that guy. Yachty's that guy with his baseball knowledge, with who he is as a person with his heritage. He's a guy that other guys can obviously relate to and play. Like a lot of guys wanted to play for Ozzie Guillen back in the day when he was the manager of the White Sox, and they
Yes,
had
they
some
did.
good teams because Ozzie was that kind of guy. And Yachty's not fiery like that I know of from watching, but he is fiery. He wants to fight, and he's the kind of guy that you want to play for, you want to play with. So why wouldn't you go get that guy? Oli Marmol, guys might know him, like, yeah, he's a good dude. I'm sure he is. I'm not saying he isn't, but I don't think he's a good manager for the St. Louis Cardinals. The team, what the team needs, and the team needs the guys, the Cardinal way kind of guys. Yeah, he's a Cardinal way kind of guy. You're right, 100% right. Can't disagree with you at all with that. I just don't know if they'll figure that out. I look for Yachty to probably take a job somewhere else and be a manager of the car. I mean, be a manager in, for probably the damn rival or something. I don't know. I'd hate for it to happen, but that's the likelihood of things happening. Your brother asked, would Soto think about coming here if they were coaching? I don't know, man. Soto's going to make so much money, it's not even funny. And the Cardinals are not going to defer the money for whatever reason. That seems to be like the smartest thing anybody could ever do in signing free agents, is to just put the money back, defer it like a student loan. Just put that thing back and keep pushing it back, and eventually you'll pay it. Like, the check will come due, but no, they wouldn't pay him either. Jason, are you having a conversation? Have more conversation with your brother on here than you're not saying anything.
I'm sorry, but yes, I was trying to. I'm hungry. We haven't had any food, and I'm ordering something. But anyway, we wouldn't pay him.
Right there, you get you some Cheez-Its. Man, those things are so good.
Cheez-Its are good, yes,
They are
sir.
so good.
But I'm gonna get some Papa John's or something.
That sounds.
I'm
good.
gonna be a fat ass. So, yeah. So, yeah, that'd be awesome. We can get a bunch of those players here. I mean, we rode Yachty to some championships, didn't we?
Yep.
We rode Pools.
Two of them.
Yeah, I mean, Soto would have been nice in right field. Maybe we move Soto. We get Soto, put him in right field. We put Walker at third. We trade Arenado. I mean, I don't know. What are we doing?
We're not going to get Soto. Okay, our chance to get Soto came and went when the Padres had him on the trade block. Mozeliak said that they wouldn't trade Carlson with his cold, dead hands. We could have had him for a year and a half to 2 years.
Hey, we got him for a reliever.
Control.
We didn't even,
Yeah. Then we cut 2 weeks later. Yeah. It seemed like a smart deal.
It's a great move.
Great move. Absolutely great. You know what the better move is the Angels not trading Shohei Ohtani at the deadline, watching him walk away and thinking they could have got anything for him or could have re-signed him. They didn't get anything for him, and they're left with nothing. And, they finished dead last in their division. That's about as smart of a move as that is. Just saying. If we had to compare, intelligent moves.
Lions getting ready to score.
Maybe. It's
close.
close.
They're at least going to get a field goal and bring it with them one.
I hate to tell you, Jason. You're behind me. I love it. This is great. I could ruin it for you.
Well, don't ruin it for me. I need to figure this out. Fast forward or some crap.
Well, I just tell you right now that's it's not going to be a field goal.
Well,
definitely not a field goal.
They're going for it on 4th and goal. They get stood up.
They got stood up last time and scored on 4th and goal.
Man.
What do you think they're going to do, Jason? What do you think? Make a pick. Make a pick. Go. I'm ahead of you. I already know what happens.
They're going to score.
Think so?
Yeah.
Put a dollar on it.
There it is.
Yeah, it scored. Good
My
pass.
gosh, he's ballsy, man.
He doesn't care. That's what they do.
I know, but
you know what Zach's going to say? Take the points.
Zach,
always take the points.
Fall forward.
That's right. It's where it came from.
And,
I don't know.
And he would be like this. Take the points.
He only stands like that when he's at a professional development meeting he doesn't really want to be at. which is all of them.
Whoa. Rich
he-
Rodriguez has agreed to return to West Virginia University.
Oh my gosh. What's Rich Rodriguez even been doing? I didn't even know he was even remotely relevant. Are you kidding me?
I'm searching this. I don't believe it.
There ain't no way. The Rich Rodriguez era in Michigan was so bad. Oh, he has been coaching, Jason. So he was not a head coach from 2018 to 2022. In 2023, he became the head coach at Jacksonville State.
I'm reading.
He's been at
October 20th,
Jacksonville
head
State.
coach Rich Rodriguez of the Arizona Wildcats.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
What?
Yeah, he was in Arizona after he left Michigan. Those Michigan years were bad. I mean, they were bad.
But now he's leaving Arizona to go to.
Yeah. No, he's not leaving Arizona. He's been the head coach at Jacksonville State for the last 2 years. That's where he's been. So he's going back to West Virginia. Good gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you say retread? I mean, really, can you say retread? The last time he had a good team is he had Pat White as his quarterback.
He was at Jacksonville State.
That's what I just said like 3 times.
He made $1 million at Jacksonville. $1 million.
Well, you know, in 2014, he was the head coach at Arizona, and they were 10-4. So since 2008, he's had one time where he's had a double-digit win season as a coach. That kind of sounds like my coaching career.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, well, the top 5 candidates were him, Jimbo Fisher, Barry Odom, and Jason Candle.
How about that one from Evan the Reporter over on YouTube? Thanks for watching. Rich Rodriguez, he's getting a 10-year deal. What? He won't make it through 4. He won't make it through 4.
A 10-year deal?
10-year deal to go to West Virginia. What are we doing? Has everyone lost their mind? He was so bad at Michigan.
Man, I need a 10-year deal.
Well, hey, you just keep winning, Jason. You can get you one.
Well, this is my 10th year.
They said they're going to tell you, Jason, you've had a 10-year deal here.
Yeah, oh, sorry, you're not getting an 11th.
No, we're tenured.
Yeah.
There you go. See? Hey, if it doesn't work out, you can always take my coaching job when I get fired for saying something I probably shouldn't or doing something I probably shouldn't, where you throw a clipboard and break it. By the way, I broke my clipboard the other day. I didn't even mean to. No, at the game. It was at halftime. I didn't even mean to. They had this like rack behind me when I was talking, and I was just taking it and tapping like, and you guys got to do what you're supposed to do, and I wasn't even mad. Like, I was aggravated at how we were playing. I mean, I knew we were going to get beat like that. They're good. And I went and hit that clipboard. It took a chunk out, like an exact rectangle, just went flying. And the kids are just looking at me like, yeah, I mean, do that.
You can go be Miller's assistant. Me and Miller would kill each other. I haven't raised my voice much at all this year. I did in the halftime of the Grandview game.
Man, you're mellowing out.
Oh man, I know.
I don't know who you are now.
Talking to all the officials, man. I've maybe said 5 words to the officials in 3 games.
Who are you?
I mean, That's learned.
Crazy.
I've learned. What good is it going to do?
Hey, I tell the kids that all the time when they're just like Really, I want you at 16 years old to go and tell that gentleman right there who's been around more basketball than you might ever be around, and I want you to tell him he doesn't know what he's talking about. Please do that. I said, what? I said, I'll tell you what. How about a third grader come and tell you that you don't know what you're doing when it comes to math or something? I said, how would you feel? Oh, why that kid's telling me he's a third grader. What do you think that guy is thinking when you come and tell him about what he's doing? Really? You think he's going to change his mind? Be like, you know what? You're right. I made a mistake. My bad. Here, let me change that for you. And here, have every other call ever. I said, do you really think that happens? No. Why would you say it? Why would you do anything? Just don't be. That's stupid.
Just hand them the ball and say, yes, sir.
Yep. Good call, sir. Be done. Done. It's you attract more flies with honey than vinegar anyway. It doesn't matter if it was a crappy call or not. Again, it's just whatever. It's a hard game to officiate. You think you're good? Go and do it. See, you'll hate it. I never do this again. Why? Oh, okay.
Really, Dave? Really? Put it up there. Put that crap up there.
Which one? No, hang on. Look at this.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh my gosh, there's no way. There's no. I don't even know if there's no way he's getting all those guys.
No.
Shoot. Oh man. Hey. You
know what?
Gotta go.
You know what? We did have
Right.
Angemeyer in Jill's game at Windsor.
There you go.
I went and shook his hand after the game.
Look at you. You're just such a good dude. Tell you what,
Hey,
you're top
man.
notch.
Windsor's where the incident happened. So
I'm very much aware of that. I just let it go.
Oh, not me. But no, I mean, I have learned. I just learned it doesn't do you any good.
No, it doesn't.
I tried to explain that at my parent meeting this year. I said, listen, I want to yell at them just as much as you want to, but you're just hurting us if you're going to do it. You're just going to hurt.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she had 19, but that had nothing to do with it. I mean,
I got 19 on her own. She didn't need the help from the officials. She's not the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh.
If I hear that, I could honestly care less. Look, they are the beneficiaries of calls at the end of the game. I've also seen them lose too. Gee whiz. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, she had 19. We'll see what she's been sick all week and she's barely been able to practice. She's barely been at school. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully she got some drugs today. She went to the doctor and hopefully she'll feel a little better tomorrow and be able to play. And I'm probably not going to see any of it because we play at 5 and their JV starts at 5:30 and it's only half a game. So,
well, you can always go back and watch it streamed or something, or watch it on Huddle. So
I'll be coaching with my phone like, oh, sorry, no, I mean.
There you go. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
So, hey, to finish up our show and talk real quick, this is still crazy because my Twitter feed is just blown up with news and different things. So, Haley Welch, do you know who Haley Welch is, Jason?
No.
Okay, you will as soon as I tell you what she's famous for. She is the Hawk 2 girl.
Oh yeah, I definitely know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she,
I don't even know why I didn't know that when you said it, but yeah. Spit on that thing.
Oh my God, you said it. So she apparently has been doing this, has been prepping for this a crypto meme coin. Okay. That it's like cryptocurrency, whatever it is. And apparently her team or whatever they finally went and somehow released. I don't know a whole lot of stuff about cryptocurrency at all, so I am giving you the bare bones version of this, and I'm sure I'll misspeak on how things exactly went, but they launched this coin, and it shoots up to like how much is it to? Like 600 million or something. And in 20 minutes, it like bottoms out like big time. Like apparently a lot of people were saying that there was a rug pull of the whole thing. So like they kept 97, they saying they kept 97% of the supply and they're selling it, that like her people, which is pretty much illegal. So now everybody who bought in wants her thrown in jail. And I mean, Twitter, Jason, is absolutely annihilating her. Where everybody thought she was funny, haha, spit on that thing. Now it's you're gonna have to do some Haktuan in prison. You're gonna hawk to see a lawyer. And the comments on this stuff is unreal, and it's funny. I cannot help it.
Her team screwed up.
Wait, it's either like this: either she masterminded this and stole a bunch of money like Bernie Madoff style, only through cryptocurrency, or whoever was doing this for her, because obviously she's not that probably educated on crypto, screwed her over. And yeah.
So I just went on Twitter because I wanted to, and as soon as I went on, the first thing I see is the coach's box. So that's good.
Oh, there you go. That's good. That's good.
But then the next thing I saw is Donald Trump posting, "Internet, do your thing and find this guy." Man, did you see that crap?
No.
The guy that shot the United Healthcare CEO.
Oh, I heard about it. I didn't see it. No.
Yeah, dude, they had it on film. Wow. Now I'm going to tell you what. United Healthcare sucks. So I could see why somebody. I'm serious. If you saw my bills right now,
I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing just because I've heard that from several people.
And so when I saw that he got shot, I said, that doesn't surprise me. Probably one of his family members couldn't get a procedure because United Healthcare said no, so he just went and shot him.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm scrolling and I've not seen one thing about her.
Well, I mean, we have a lot of people who follow our Twitter X account. We have people who dabble in crypto and they do sports betting and stuff, and we appreciate their support. But so there's people, I guess, like the algorithm or whatever. That's the stuff that's been popping up in my feed, and of course, I'll sit there and click on it and read a little bit of it. Boy. So I mean, it's just yeah, it's just
that's crazy. Poor Haktua. So I'm scrolling through. Man, Yachty's put on some freaking weight, bro.
Well, that's what happens when you're not playing.
It says Yadier Molina wants to manage the St. Louis Cardinals down the road.
Right. Down the road could be like at the end of my driveway. That's not that far. Make it happen. Jim Montgomery style. Fire Ollie, hire Yachty. Done deal. Like, hey, we already tried to make America great again. Let's make the Cardinals great again. How about that?
You did not just compare the Cardinals to Trump.
Did it. Yeah. Overpriced food. Yeah. And you're not getting anything in return. Yeah. It is a microcosm of our economy. The Cardinals organization and everything about it is a microcosm of our freaking country. Come on, it's terrible.
Still talking about, since we're talking about the Cardinals, I'm scrolling through Twitter. I still have not seen anything about Hawk 2 and MLB deadline news. Teams discussing trades with the St. Louis Cardinals are under the impression that right-handed pitcher Ryan Helsley won't be traded this offseason. And this is why I'm going to believe it, Ken Rosenthal.
Oof. Well, Arenado's getting traded, so it doesn't matter.
So it has to be one or the other.
It-
And I think they're going to trade Arenado. I think they're going to keep Helsley until the trade deadline,
Yep.
and then they're going to try to get something with him.
See if they're in contention, and then trade him.
Yep.
If they're not,
then I scrolled down. There's Baker Mayfield with this Mizzou garb on, and I still haven't seen Hawk Tua anywhere, man. Maybe if I typed, I know if I typed it in, man. But
dude, you
will
need
definitely
to, you
look
need
it up.
to. So this is all. Everybody's saying how much of a scam it was. Hey, somebody just took a screenshot of them buying it, where it said they bought. It said my $35,000 that I purchased of like Dollar Hawk. I guess that's the Bitcoin whatever, because it's an abbreviation when you do that with stocks and Bitcoin. That $35,000 I purchased is now $2,000 after 10 minutes of buying. I'm a huge fan, but you took my life savings. You didn't mention that you were going to buy 97% of the supply and sell it almost immediately to make a large profit. I mean, this is crazy.
Dude, did you
this
know
is
that?
crazy. Everybody's showing the charts. I mean, it's like, how do you wait? What person thinks that that's actually going to that this isn't something crazy that's going to happen? I mean, if you said, "Hey, that gal looks like the face of cryptocurrency," you gotta be you deserve to lose some money. Then, if you're that stupid, there ain't no way I would be buying that.
Did you know Marissa Tomei is 60 years old?
Yes. Marissa Tomei?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I know what
no
you're
way.
thinking now.
There is no way. There's no way she's 60.
Absolutely, she is.
Have you seen the thing on Twitter I'm talking about?
No.
They're sitting on the couch.
Maybe I should be, though.
You should. And there's no way she's 60. I think the Papa John's guy might be here. Let's see.
Oh, my gosh. That's too funny.
Estimated delivery in how long here? Come on. I'm hungry, dude.
Okay, yeah. I see it. And it's nothing new to anybody who's watching.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
inappropriate. No, but she is a fox. Okay.
Well, I just saw that she was 68, and then they showed that. I went, she's 60? I mean,
yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I know I'm almost 50.
Yeah, but you didn't age like she did. Sorry, dude.
Oh, hell no.
No, I think she just keeps getting better looking. There's like, I searched for her, and then it's one of those things where they show like little clips of an actor or actress like through the years and how old they are. So it's got the year and how old they are underneath it. Like every year, it's like, is she getting older? Like I don't see what's happening here. She looks the same for the last 20 years. How do you pull that off? How do you pull that off? What fountain of youth do you drink from? I need to know.
It's something that money must.
Yeah, I guess. A lot of surgery, I guess. I don't know.
I think we probably ought to end on that. Oh, yeah, I know you're.
Oh, yeah. Hey, happy early birthday there, Jughead.
Holy crap. My brother is 57 tomorrow.
Well, he's 56 right now. 56 years and 364
tomorrow.
days old. Not quite 57.
Tomorrow, 57.
Yeah.
Dude, like I remember when Dad was 57 and he's 83.
David's got a 5-year plan.
5-year plan till what? 62?
Don't die. That's the plan.
Oh,
Don't die.
shit.
That's from Big Daddy. It's like, he's got a 5-year plan. What? Don't die? Old, wrinkly. Anyway.
No, man. He's calling you old, wrinkly. Man, sounds like Dave's wife talking or something.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this show up. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Hey, but
for
check
another
out Marissa
episode.
Tomei.
Yeah. Check out Marissa Tomei if you haven't. My goodness, she does not look 60
years old.
Now,
There's
Jason
no
is going to
way.
be, we're going to get off the air and he's going to be like, I cannot believe she's 60 years old. So, yeah, and I can't either. Don't worry. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Pizza. Let's go.
So, talk to you guys all later next week. You guys have a great night. Good night. God bless and take care then. Bye-bye now.
This episode of the Coach's Box Call It Like We See It podcast is brought to you by Off the Rails Media. Life's more fun when you're off the rails.